Hello, my name is Jason Dover. I'm a solutions engineer with Kemp Technologies. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're talking about the much anticipated release of Kemp Technologies' new Edge Security Pack, also known as ESP. Microsoft's ForeFront Threat Management Gateway really does a great job at securing the applications that it fronts while providing for a good user experience. Many familiar with administering Microsoft Exchange have held it as being one of the best application front ends for Exchange, among other applications, and we can see why. It supports such things as pre-authentication, single sign-on, and integration into the LDAP infrastructure and the environment, which are generally just the type of features that we're looking for in edge security solutions that we deploy. Here's a visual depiction of what an environment might look like with TMG. Here we have a web-based user out there on the internet looking to access resources in a company environment. So they come in and authenticate at the Threat Management Gateway, which has integration, as we mentioned, with the authentication provider. Once authenticated, that traffic is passed to the application load balancer, in this case Kemp Load Masters. Finally, that traffic is intelligently distributed to the available application servers, in this case Exchange Client Access Servers. Now, one thing we can see is that there are multiple points of administration, both the Threat Management Gateway as well as the application load balancers, both of which are sharing the task of handling application traffic before it hits the backend application servers. Still, despite this, it works quite well and has become a very widely adopted setup. However, this past September, Microsoft announced that the sale of Threat Management Gateway would end as of December 1st, 2012. So what now? What we've done at Kemp Technologies is taken the most widely needed and used subset of features found in TMG that are complementary to an application delivery controller and integrated them into our solution. As we just mentioned, traffic traverses the load balancers before it hits the backend application servers anyway, so it makes sense to have some of these features included there. In ESP, you'll find such things as endpoint authentication, persistent logging and reporting, single sign-on across virtual services, as well as integration to the LDAP infrastructure, along with support of common authentication protocols. Again, here's a visual depiction of what this might look like. Very similar to the earlier diagram that we looked at, we have a web-based client out there on the internet looking to access resources in a company environment. This time, however, instead of authenticating at the Threat Management Gateway, they will authenticate at the Kemp Load Masters, which include the Edge Security Pack. Because of the tie-in to the authentication provider, we'll be able to support such things as endpoint pre-authentication. You see, ESP will validate client access to virtual services before that traffic is ever passed to backend application servers. Because we're doing authentication, we'll also want some enhanced logging and reporting to be able to administratively monitor who's accessing virtual services and when. Included also will be single sign-on virtual service groups. Kemp Loadmasters are designed to handle disparate virtual services that support various applications. With SSO virtual service groups, we'll be able to bundle these different virtual services into a single group, allowing for a sign once and done user experience. And finally, as alluded to, we'll be supporting LDAP authentication with common protocols such as NTLM and BASIC. Once all of this happens between the Kemp Loadmaster and the authentication provider, that traffic will then be intelligently distributed to the backend application servers, in this example, Exchange Client Access Servers. So all of the features that have always been in the Kemp Loadmasters will still be present, but with the introduction of Edge Security Pack, we'll be able to meet the security needs of environments that don't have Threat Management Gateway. Edge Security Pack will be generally available in Q1 of 2013. By visiting kemptechnologies.com, you can sign up to be a beta tester for ESP, as well as to get a free trial of a Kemp Loadmaster, along with seeing various expert Microsoft MCM and MVP webinars on different products in the Microsoft stack. Additionally, by sending an email to sales@kemptechnologies.com, you can get in touch with your local Kemp Territory Account Manager to get all of the latest information on ESP, as well as everything else that's going on at Kemp. Thanks again for tuning in, and have a great day.